Hello. Let me show you how to use Sentio to set up real-time monitoring and logging for PancakeSwap on Aptos. As you can see here, we monitor TVLs, daily active wallets, trading volumes, and also pull statistics. On event log page, you can zoom into one log to inspect all the details. You can also filter out based on the conditions. For example, here, I want to filter out all the large swap larger than 1 million. Then you got only 2 records in the last 3 months that the value is larger than 1 million. Okay, let's get started. You need to install Node.js. We require v16 plus, and we also provide a best practice about how to manage Node.js versions. You can just follow the instructions here. It's pretty straightforward. And then you need to register account on our website and run this CLI to log in. So I'll omit all the detailed steps because it's pretty straightforward. And let's just get directly into the coding. You can use Sentio CLI to create a project. So you need to give a parameter Aptos here. So the project is actually an Aptos project. Then you can go into this directory and install all the dependencies. Okay, and then you need to fetch the APIs. So in my case, I need a fetch API for Pancake. So Sentio also gave me a command line to do that. So this is the address for Pancake on Aptos. So I just run that, and then it automatically fetched the APIs for me. And next step, you can use your favorite IDE to open this. And we should rename this to something easier to read. Okay, and then you can run yarn Sentio gen to generate all the required types. And next step, you can start writing your processors in this file. Then you can just remove all the sample code and start writing your own code. First, let us import all the required dependencies. These are generated from the APIs. These are primitive types from Sentio metrics, and these are some of the utility functions. And then we can start write the code itself. So the first thing we need is a template swap here, and this is actually from the extension I mentioned earlier. And as you can see here, we need a few metrics here. The first volume that records the trading volume, and volume single is recording the trading volume as long as one set of the coins whitelisted, and TVL is recording the total value of the whole Aptos, and the other two are just like filtered TVL based on some labels. You can just read the implementations to figure out more details, and you can also just write it yourself. It's not that hard. And as you can see, we need to define all this. So we can just also just copy the definition here. So we define all the gauges here and then pass it over into this Aptos DApps implementation. Okay, then we can actually write the swap processor. So we call swap bind. That will actually just bind the contract, and then let's ready for the most important one, which is event swap. And then let's just write this callback function here. And let's look at what's inside swap event. So we have a type arguments and data decoded. All these are generated by Sentio SDK. So you have the both calling type information and also the amount information here. So next step, let's actually get those information out. So I'll just copy some code here. So we get the type argument, which is the calling type here, and also the amount here. And then we use the Sentio utility to compute the trading volume. So this will automatically compute the trading volume and store in the gauge provided here. And next step, let's get all the callings information here, because we need like the decimals and the symbols, all the detailed information for calling. So this is also a Sentio provided utility function that can give you all this information. And then let's write this information into an event log. So let's first define a message here. The message is going to be a template information here, and we can just decide the actual message based on the swap directions. And then we write everything inside the event logger. And we put a distinct ID here such that we can, compute the DAO later. Next, let's start to compute the TVLs. For TVL computation, it's quite different than the event computation because all the pools are stored in the account resources. So the easiest way to do that is to wake up periodically and list other pools and compute the TVLs and record that into Sentio. Sentio provides this primitive by the on-time interval, so you can use this utility to perform this. So here we bind to the same address, and we wake up using this interval parameters. This means in the backfill period, we wake up every 12 hours, and when it's already processing the latest, we'll wake up every 60 minutes. And then here's the simple utilities we provide to help you to compute all the values inside all the pools. Next, omit the steps of adding the very similar events here and go directly into the upload stage. So you can do this by running yarn Sentio upload, and this will upload your processor in Sentio and start executing. So if you go to this page, you can see it's actually queuing, and it starts processing. It'll take a minute or two to start, and we can just observe it here. As you can see, we start to backfill. So this will take a while to finish, and once it's finished, we can view all the metrics here. Now the backfill is done. Let me show you how to make some dashboards. Here I will show you an example of how to monitor daily active users. So here we can add DAO here and select the swap events and use the native function to compute DAO here. Then I'll show you another example of monitor TVLs. So select lines here and select TVL metric here. So by default, we'll break down all the different time series, And here you can select sum by everything. That's basically aggregating everything into one line. So this is the TP of the whole pancake swap. Then you can basically create a chart here. Okay, I will omit steps of creating further dashboards. You can just refer to the sample project here. So we do support importing the dashboard directly, so you can just use the dashboard provided from this link. So next step, let's start creating some alerts. So you can create alerts by going to this page and select alerts based on metrics or logs. In this example, I will create alerts based on logs. So for example, I want to monitor the event of remove liquidity. So just for the ease of the testing, I will trigger alerts once the hourly remove liquidity is greater than 1. Then I'll receive alerts. So I need to select channel. Here I have a preset channel using email. And I will actually give a name of remove liquidity. And then click save. And then you'll have this alert created. After a while, I have an alert firing and the email contains all the details. I can click this link that takes me to the alert page. The page shows all the details and also give you a link to directly jump to the logs. So those are the 3 events that violate the condition. Okay, that's all I have for today. So I'll see you next time.